Grab your drinks and preheat your ovens. It's time for Chuckin Muffins, and this is our first ever podcast, and I'm joined by my co-host, Ethan Plachinsky, also known as P.
What's going on, guys? We're here with our first podcast. As you can see, I'm a pretty big Sharks fan. And just to let you guys know, we're very unqualified for this podcast. We're just to let you guys know yet. So
Yes.
have no expectations whatsoever. And on that note, we're going to roll into our first interview with our friend Tom McDougal.
All right, we're joined by our friend Tom McDougal, a very hardcore Islander fan who's wallowing in his own sadness after the Game 6 loss by the Islanders against the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Eastern Conference Final. So, Ethan, how would you ask Tom your question?
All right, so Tom, first question for you have today.
Mm-hmm.
What are your final thoughts on the heartbreaking Game 6 loss?
When I look back at this playoff run, the only thing I'm possibly going to think about are those 30 seconds. Game 3, the final 30 seconds of the third period. I don't care about Game 1, Game 2, Game 4, Game 5, Game 6. The only game I care about is Game 3 because the Islanders were in control of that game. It was the best game we played all series. But what happened? The worst 30 seconds in the history of the NHL happened. I can't even comprehend how awful. We played so bad, and guess what? We lost that game. Think about it this way. If we don't give up that goal, we go into overtime. Obviously, anything could happen. But they had 10 forwards in that game. They would have lost. The Islanders would have won. We would have been up 2-1 in the series, and everything would have been different. But instead, we go down 3-1. We win Game 5. Amazing game. Amazing goal by Everly. The first time he fucking did anything all playoffs. Game 6, that hurt because I was like, I can't wait for us to win. It's going to be so exciting. Game 7, best thing in sports. And then that was so awkward, too. That shot was so awkward. Even fucking Doc Emmerich was like, oh, did it go in? And then it went in 10.
It was a pretty lame way.
It was really just a heartbreaking way.
It was pathetic.
Out.
But it was reflective of how boring of a team the Islanders are. Oh, by the way, when you say the Islanders are boring, do you think any fucking Islander fan cares? No, we don't care. We're a 6 seed. We shouldn't have even been in the playoffs, and yet we're here in the conference finals, fighting for our lives, fighting for the Stanley Cup.
That's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it.
Final 4 teams. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna be honest. As a fan, I kind of try and embrace into the Barry Trotz system. So as a fan, I'm like, do we win? No. I don't care. After Game 5, I was hyped for 5 minutes, and I was like, okay, let's get back and let's work because it's as simple as this. We didn't win the series. We didn't win anything.
Yeah.
Same with Lou. By the way, Lou Lamoriello, he's gonna perform some magic this offseason.
Speaking about Lou Lamoriello, how about Eddie? You get into that second question.
Yeah. So Lou Lamoriello won Gym of the Year. So what do you think? What move do you think Lou's gonna make at the draft that's gonna make the Islanders a better team?
Well, when I look at the Islanders, I see a team that does sort of need that top forward. Even though Oliver Wahlstrom came up, he came up halfway. He played a few games. Kiefer Bellows is there too. I still feel like we need a bit more forwards because, our fourth line, they're getting a bit old. Martin is a UFA. So I feel like if we can get another young forward, that would be pretty freaking solid.
You know what I feel like would be a really good fit for the Islanders? If they could draft a big center power forward. Honestly, I feel like that would be a really good fit in the Islanders.
This is one of the deepest draft classes in a
this
pretty
draft's
long time.
Unreal.
So you guys are probably going to get something like that if they make the right move. But
I think whatever happens in the draft is going to be affected by free agency, though, as well.
I agree.
That's for sure. When I see the Islanders, I'm kind of afraid of free agency, to be honest, going into this year. I'm so sorry, not Kiefer fucking Bellows. I'm an idiot. Devin Taves, Ryan Pulak, Matt Barzal.
Right.
They're all restricted free agents. They all want money. Yeah. They earned their argument though that they deserve money because
they do.
They are so talented. They're so young, and they're going to be such a huge part of our future for better
What do
or
you
worse.
think? What do you think the contracts look like that they get signed to? And do
Well,
you think there's any offer sheets in there, like on a guy like Barzal? Do you think any team dares and offer sheets him, and what for?
no one's going to offer Steve Barzal because the Islanders are going to fucking get that guy. The Islanders are bringing him back no matter what. No one's going to
They still could be an offer sheet though. That's what I'm saying.
No one's going to touch him. No one's touching him.
You think
no
so?
one is going to touch Matt
Why,
Barzal.
though?
No one is
He's
going to touch Matt Barzal.
Capable first-line center.
bold,
Why would no
yeah.
one want him?
No one's going to touch him. The Islanders are
But
going to get
the
him.
picks,
for
though,
anyone
that's the
else.
thing. You're going to have to give up like 3 first-round picks, something like that. Is a team
I don't
really
care.
able to do that? Like,
No one's going to do it. No one's going to do it. Just simple as that.
what do you think Barzal gets this
Faith.
offseason from the Islanders?
Oh my gosh. Low sevens.
Low sevens.
I'm thinking low sevens. Barzal. Another thing with Barzal, I love Barry Trotz. He's the best coach in the NHL. But under Barry Trotz, I've noticed that the only like skill that Matt Barzal is like able to show is just him spinning in circles.
Yeah.
I want to see
Yeah.
Barzal take that next step. Like when you see McDavid,
But that's
when
the
you
thing.
see
Barzal
when you see
might.
McKinnon, like they challenge like 3 defenders. I want to see someone do that on the
That's-
Islanders, but instead it's such a simple brand of hockey, but it's an effective brand. That's why losers call it boring because it's defensive hockey. But just because you're a defensive team doesn't mean I want to see some like offensive firepower. I mean, the B line was awesome last year. I guess this year, but it's over now. Like Bailey, Brock, and who's the third guy? Beauvillier. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. I mean, those 3, they actually did shit offensively. Like in Game 6, you see Brock Nelson shorthanded breakaway. That is awesome.
Top line dried up.
Also, I just want to say, Brock Nelson. I think he actually might have been the best player.
He was fantastic.
He might have been the best player in the Tampa series. He was phenomenal.
I wouldn't say best player. I'd say best player for the Islanders, though. I feel like Nelson was incredible for them.
I know he definitely performed with a chip on his shoulder after that absolute loser Killorn. I mean, what a joke! What a pathetic idiot! I don't want to curse him in a public place, but like, what a fucking dweeb! He sucks. He's a bum. I don't give a shit. I don't care that he's a professional athlete, and I'm some college freshman from this loser wearing a tie-dye shirt. Killorn is a pussy. Just simple as that. He blindsides Brock Nelson, and he how the hell did he even get to play in the game in that series? Did you see Brock Nelson? He had a scar for the rest of the series. But also another thing about the series, it's actually crazy. Before the series started, I didn't like hate Tampa. Whenever I saw not just the Lightning, like all of Tampa, I was like, okay, Tampa's pretty cool. And 6 games later, I hate the Lightning. I hate the Buccaneers. I hate the Rays. I hate Busch Gardens, Tampa. I hate the entire city of Tampa, University of Tampa.
Complete 180 over one playoff series loss?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I hate Tampa.
Like if you step foot in Tampa, you're just gonna fucking throw up. That's how sickening.
That's how bad it is.
Basically, yeah.
It's like, oh my god, it's like me going into New Jersey. Like the minute you step in, you're like, I fucking hate it here, and I want to leave.
Exactly.
What's gonna happen if you step in there?
It's kind of like Philly too. You know, the same thing happened with Philly. Like that series really made me just like hate Philly even more than I already did. And I hate Philly.
I'm very surprised the Islanders even moved past Philly. To be honest with you.
I thought they were going to win. Are you kidding me? I knew the fact they were going to win. Before the series, I said I'm pretty sure I said Islanders in 6 for the series. And guess what happened? It was 7 games, but whatever. Anyway, I mean, it's actually crazy. The only team that I don't hate that the Islanders versed is Florida because nobody gives a fuck about Florida.
Florida's just so irrelevant, man. They're just in such shambles, that team, man.
That's why I'm so glad they didn't get number 1 overall pick. Yeah. And the Rangers did.
Shut up.
All right, we're getting a little off topic here. Eddie, don't you have one remaining question? Or do you not? Or am I mistaken?
I do. No, okay. Fuck you, Tom. But what free agents do you think the Islanders should target if they manage to have cap free from their RFAs?
I have a feeling that Lou Lamoriello is going to pull some magic, like trade Leddy.
I could definitely see something like that happening.
Maybe trade Boychuk to get some extra cap space. Right now they're sitting at 10 million. I see that going up to maybe 20 million. Although sign Barzal, sign Pulak.
It goes up to
sign
18
Taves.
because Green comes off the books.
18.
You got money off the books. You got to sign Martin too.
Martin's probably going to take a veteran's minimum. Martin
I think he will too.
Probably come back. He's going to take a veteran minimum. So there aren't that many spots right now for the Islanders to like get. Essentially, they lose Brassard in free agency.
So not really.
I'm not stressing that. I mean, personally, I think they're going to move Everly down to that third line, which does open up a spot next to Barzal and next to Lee. So I mean, I would say if we had the cap space, go for Mike Hoffman. I mean, last year he made $5 million. I could see that happening where the Islanders get Mike Hoffman. I mean, the Islanders don't need a goalie because we got Varlamov, we got Sorokin. We don't need a goalie. Defense,
absolutely not.
We do lose Green. However,
that's not a big
we got
deal.
Dobson. I mean, Dobson played one game. He did have one turnover in Game 6, but still.
I thought he played still pretty well for the situation he was put in.
Awful.
He played great.
He didn't play awful.
No.
I think Dobson's going to get a lot of time to shine next year. No, because Green's gone. Although if the Islanders were to trade one of Boychuk Oletti, that means the Islanders are probably going to have to sign another defenseman. Depending on what magic. Now there are a lot of good defensemen. I mean, I would love to say the Islanders should go after Alex Pietrangelo or Torrey Krug. I mean, if they sign one of those two, it would be a miracle considering the cap situation they're in.
Yeah, just
that is a miracle. You're right.
Although, I mean, bringing back Green though isn't out of the question.
No, I wouldn't say.
In my opinion, I think Andy Green might actually be a legitimately solid signing for the Islanders. I mean, he played honestly really good for the Islanders.
Played well.
I mean,
he didn't.
The way oh my gosh.
Andy Green didn't stand out.
Shots too.
And that was honestly a good thing. Because he just played a solid, quiet defensive game.
Yes. That's all you need. That's all you need.
He was great. He's a great fifth defender. He's awesome. There's no one we'd rather have.
I mean,
and he's $4 million comes off the books too. So he's a lot cheaper.
I mean, Adam Pellick's injury definitely hurts.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
I'm sure Adam Pellick will come back for next year.
I think he will too.
I mean,
isn't he signed for next year?
Of course he is. I love Adam Pellick.
Pretty sure he's signed.
Pellick Posse. I love you boys.
All 12 of them.
Pellick Posse. He's the best defenseman
I had to.
on the Islanders. I love Pulak, but in terms of pure defense, it's Pellick. I mean, other defensemen though, I mean, maybe someone like TJ Brody, somebody like that. But I mean, the Islanders don't need like.
You don't really need a defender. That's the thing.
No.
Yeah. So, in terms of free agency, Mike Hoffman, if he's available, get somebody that you could pair with Anders Lee and Matt Barzal, preferably someone who can create their own shots.
You know who I think would be a great fit in the Island as like a third line center to replace Brassard?
I'd love to hear what you have to say. Mikko Koivu.
I feel like he's just such an Islander player. He's just such an Islander hockey player, I feel like. He plays like an Islander style. Great third line center.
I think Mikko Koivu would buy into the Islander system so well.
Yeah. No, he definitely would. He could play with like Komarov, be like a shut down third line. It'd just be
Uncle Leo.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll see what happens.
You know what? I am not Lou Lamoriello. Breaking news, I am not Lou Lamoriello.
Really?
So I don't.
Wow.
Why are we interviewing this guy?
I thought this was fucking Lou Lamoriello. What the fuck?
What the hell
this guy off? Get this fucking bum off the podcast.
Okay, one final thing. All right. To my fellow Islander fans, you guys are the worst fans in hockey. I'm going to be honest. We are the worst fan base in hockey. We are cancerous. We are gross. And I'm going to be honest. I'm somewhat ashamed of being an Islander fan. I'm part of the problem. But how about next time someone tries to insult you, just shut up. That's breaking news, Islander fans. The reason why NHL meme pages and everyone teases Islander fans is because we react to it. Just stop reacting to some random NHL meme page, you idiots. Just stay calm. Stay poised. And, these, other fan bases live rent-free in our head. It's ridiculous. It's like some, random fan from Edmonton could be like, oh, the Islanders lost. And then, first of all, fans in Edmonton, you guys suck. I don't know why. I just have a feeling. They just suck. Anyway. But just Islander fans, just take a chill pill once in a while. I mean, please take a chill pill. And don't be so cancerous, please. Anyway, that's about it.
Tom, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate it.
I feel so honored to be a part of this podcast.
And I can definitely say you'll be back on at some point.
Oh my God,
that was funny
really?
as fuck. Yeah, I'd love to see that again.
All right. Yep.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
man. Appreciate it.
Have a great night.
All right,
Yep.
see
You too,
Tom.
man.
Thank you, Tom, for hopping on the podcast. Now I want to talk about the Stanley Cup final between the Dallas Stars and the Tampa Bay Lightning. P, who do you got taking this one?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm going Dallas in 6 on this one. Just the way the Stars defend and just Tampa. The thing about Tampa Bay's been here multiple times. They've been here in 2015. Went to the conference finals a couple years ago. They just can't close it out, and that team's beat up right now. Brain Point's beat up. We don't know what's going on with Stamkos. Stamkos is a complete unknown. Stamkos, what I heard, unlikely for Game 1, but he's not ruled out for the series yet. So we still could see Steven Stamkos, but like they've been here before. They haven't been able to do it. Like I just like Dallas. They took out the Avs. They took out Vegas. 2 favorites to win it all.
Exactly.
And they took them both out.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Plus, they Dallas is kind of more hungry in this situation, if that makes sense, because they got Joe Pavelski. Pavelski, he out of anyone that's playing in the final right now, he easily deserves the cup the most. The thing with Stamkos is I don't think this is true, but it could have just been like a stupid little rumor. But I heard if the Islanders did manage to force a Game 7, that he was coming back for Game 7. But then again, I also heard that he would be returning in the Cup final. Yeah. He could also not be coming back at all. So if he doesn't come back at all,
he's been skating. I know that he's been skating with the team.
If he doesn't come back at all, then since I had Dallas in 6 as well, just because Dallas's offense might not be as strong as Tampa's, but I just feel like the fact that Dallas's defense has a little bit more depth, in my opinion, just because Tampa, once you get past Hedman and Sergachev,
I agree, yeah.
It's not that strong. Dallas has Klingberg. They have, like, the strongest defensive skater in the league, Heiskanen.
Oh, my, unreal.
He's unreal. And he's, like, 12 or something. How old is he?
14, I think. He's turned
14.
Something like that. And the thing with Dallas, too, again, Dallas can play the high-scoring offense game. They did it against the Avs. And they played the shutdown game against Vegas. Like, they can play either way. They showed that.
Yeah, you said it before. Like, they took down the 2 cup favorites. Like, Colorado was
They took Vegas out in 5.
They took they
took
beat
them
the
out
shit
in
out
5.
of Vegas.
Yeah.
They the Avalanche were pretty much like everyone's pick this year to win.
Everyone had the Avs, yeah. Mostly everyone had the Avs.
If you go anywhere, everyone just had Colorado.
At least conference finals. At least the conference finals.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, and they what was the series? I forgot. They won in 7, right?
Who, the Avs?
The Stars beat the Avalanche in
7. Stars were up 3-1, and then Avs forced game 7.
Yeah, and then they almost
with freaking what's his face? Hutchison in that too. How about that?
Yeah, well, wasn't enough.
No, it was not enough. Goaltending. I feel like you got to go with a hot hand, and that's Anton Khudobin.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
He's been unreal.
Everyone's kind of starting to see Vasilevsky as kind of like a fake good goalie.
He's a great goalie, but he's got a great team in front of him. Like
exactly. Yeah, it's hard. Like people are like Connor Hellebuck, who's a Vezina finalist. He has, I would probably say, one of the top 5 worst defenses in front of him.
I'd say.
And he's a Vezina finalist.
It just shows the quality of a goaltender, the quality of year he had.
Like, exactly. So Vasilevsky having that whole team in front of him, it just doesn't really like, I don't know. And Khudobin he looks pretty fucking good.
Looks fantastic. He's unstoppable.
This year.
The thing with Vegas couldn't they just wouldn't put someone in front of the net. So Khudobin saw everything they threw on net, and he stopped it all. He stopped everything.
No, and not being able to see the puck is like a goalie's like, that's the worst. You can't do anything. If you don't know where the puck's going, then what are you going to do?
You're useless. And when you can see, you're going to make the save, and he's proved that so far. He's made basically every save they throw it at him. So. Right,
yeah. The thing with the Dallas that always seems to stab them in the back is if Sagan and Ben aren't,
they dry up. They got really no supporting cast.
Exactly.
To back them up.
If they're not putting up numbers, then no one else really is. But
Gurianov's been a surprise so far.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been Dallas' one of the best forwards. He's been insane.
Fucking Game 7.
Overtime winner.
Joel Kiviranta.
Kiviranta. I thought you were talking about Gurianov.
No. Against Colorado, Game 7.
Oh, my God. Where did this kid come from? Hold on.
He's mid-20s. Like, he was an AHL player.
No one's heard of him. Literally no one's heard of him. If you say you've heard of him, you're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. Unless you're a Stars fan. Then whatever.
Yeah.
But you're a liar because you have not heard of him. Hey, it just shows anyone can come out of anywhere and have a good game. Guy scores freaking hat trick in Game 7.
Wait, I need to see.
Insane.
See like, what his stats are for these playoffs.
He has 4 goals in 8 games, I think.
Really?
I think so, yeah. I think he has 5 points. I think he has an assist too.
And he literally just showed up out of nowhere.
Literally out of nowhere. I think he played like 11 games the regular season. He had 1 goal.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And the rest of it was ridiculous. In the AHL.
Yeah.
With the
comes out of nowhere.
Texas.
All right. Do you want to get into players to watch for the series?
Yeah. All right.
So big players. Then we'll go underdogs after that.
Yep. Okay. So I think to start with Tampa. Because Tampa's got the leader in points for the playoffs, Braden Point.
He does.
Braden Point. He looks really good, like defensively too. Like he's overall just a
he
great.
Drives that first line.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a great two-way forward. Obviously every series is, or any time he's playing, pretty much Nikita Kucherov is always something to look forward to. He really didn't look good against the Islanders.
The Islanders, they just play that style of hockey, man.
They shut them down. If Dallas
can play that hockey too.
Exactly, but if they can't mimic that, then Kucherov's going to be all over him.
But I think Dallas is like a better version of the Islanders' shutdown system. I think Dallas is better than the Islanders. I think they have a better roster on paper. They are. I feel like
obviously, like everyone's going to come at my neck because if you see these jerseys and this blanket behind me, obviously. My voice cracked. Obviously, I'm going to go against the Islanders in that situation. Yeah. But I sincerely do think Dallas has overall just a better team. That's just me.
One of my players to watch for the Tampa Bay Lightning is Victor Hedman.
Yep, 100%.
Oh, he's been an absolute animal this postseason. He's got, I think, 9 goals so far as a defenseman. I'm pretty sure he's tied for the playoff goals. That's ridiculous. He's driving the offense from the back end from them. Playing insane.
He honestly he could be a Conn Smythe.
I think for Tampa, him and Point, I'd say so far.
Yep.
Conn Smythe favorites.
Easily.
All right, for Dallas now, who you got?
Dallas, I got Miro Heiskanen.
Oh, insane.
Because, like I said before, he's probably the strongest skater defensively. Like he's pretty. Like watching him skate is like watching Barzal because like. They just do the same thing. He puts on a
clink.
They just circle around everyone. No one can get it away from him. He just looks stronger than all of them when he's doing it, too, might I add. He's, in all seriousness, we joked he's saying he was like 12 or 14 or whatever. He's like 19 years old, 20 years old or something.
Ridiculous. He's an amazing young defenseman. He has a bright future in front of him.
And he's got like how many points? Fuck.
A lot. He leads his team in points. He leads the Stars in points.
Exactly, yeah. So the fact that if Dallas ends up winning the Cup, he's probably the Conn Smythe winner.
Or hot-handed net Anton Khudobin.
Or Khudobin. I would pick Heiskanen, and that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But again, considering he's either a year or 2 years older than you and me, and
that's ridiculous.
And he might be the most valuable player in the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs this year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you can't talk about players in Dallas Stars without bringing up Jamie Benn.
Of course.
He's been heart and soul of that team so far in the playoffs. He's scored some big goals. He's just such a great leader. He's such a great leader for that team. He brings everyone together. He scores big goals too. Big player. Throws the body. He's not afraid to go into the corners. Like, he's the perfect player. Like, at the right salary, everybody will want Jamie Benn on their team. He's a great player. Also, I feel like you got to watch out for Denis Gurianov. He's been a breakout player in the playoffs so far. He's got 9 goals in like 20-something games. Ridiculous.
The thing that I find, like, this isn't as funny as I'm making it seem it is, but, like, the fact that it's Game 5 overtime against Vegas. I don't remember who fed him at the circle, but he unleashed
Klingberg, I
fucking
think.
110-mile-per-hour slap shot. Like,
I don't know.
He was not fucking around.
Is that accurate?
They
you
clocked
think so?
it. They clocked it. Yeah, he was not. He was pretty much like, and then just like killed it. Like he just drove the dagger into their chest with that shot.
Bomb. 110 miles per hour.
And I'm pretty sure the record is like 112 or something.
Something like that.
Ferk.
No, what did he? No, I thought he shot 109. Or am I wrong?
Ferk
Was it 112?
Broke it. Ferk broke the record. I don't remember what it.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure the record's 112 by Ferk. I don't entirely remember, but still, like you could just tell, like he was just. He wasn't fucking around.
No.
That's the best way I could put it.
No. He's been amazing.
Yeah, no, he's been great. He
almost has like half the goal. He scored 20 in the regular season. He's got 9 in like 20 something. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and interesting fact in case any of you don't know, which I certainly didn't know until it was told to me by Ethan. It's fucking Dallas's coach.
I was actually about to get into this.
Yeah, he was the assistant, I think,
to John Cooper.
John Cooper, the head coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
For 5 years.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you think that has any advantage, or who do you think that favors going into the series?
Well, let's face it. If he was the assistant, what fucking strings was he pulling?
That's what I'm saying.
Tampa's
So
success,
Rick Bowness knew exactly what John Cooper was doing.
Exactly. That's why people say the Islanders had the Capitals' number this year.
Yeah, because they had Barry Trotz.
Was the coach of the Capitals for however many years.
And Todd Reardon was his assistant for however many years there. So, like...
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like what power or say would Bowness have over anything?
That's what I'm saying, he might have an advantage, a coaching advantage over Tampa because he knows John Cooper's coaching style.
Exactly, yeah.
It's an advantage, I think, for Dallas, if anything. I think it hurts Tampa just because Rick Bowness knows what to do against you guys. Like, well, then again, Tampa's been doing scouting, so they know how to shut down Dallas. It's going to be a really close series, I think.
Honestly, I'm just excited.
So
I've been excited ever since hockey's been back.
Oh, yeah, it's been great.
The Rangers made me want to, shoot myself in the stomach.
Yeah.
And it's just been, like, fine, though, because after the Rangers' incredible performance, I've just been enjoying watching hockey, like, all the time. Like,
it's been
every
great.
other day.
Like, when it first started out, there was, like, 5 games on, like, every day. It was ridiculous. It was awesome.
Yeah. It was like March Madness.
Yeah, literally wake up.
March Madness for hockey fans.
Every day.
Yeah, it's awesome. I loved it.
Oh, yeah. Underdogs.
Given the circumstances,
the
fact that there's a global pandemic, I think the way that they did it was just right.
I think they really did a good job. It shows the testing. No players tested positive in however long they've had the bubble. No one's tested positive.
And it's like other sports I've heard, like, I'm pretty sure
MLB, like
MLB, yeah. MLB, like a lot of games and stuff like that, they get canceled just because
teams have it. Like,
so
to
many
be fair,
people
for the
test
MLB,
positive,
you really can't put a bubble for the MLB. There's way too many players. That's why it worked for hockey
football
and the NBA. It just worked out perfectly
because the roster size.
Yep. NBA is even small in the NHL. I think it's like not a lot at all. But,
no, it's small. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it worked out. So underdogs for the series now.
As in underdog players.
Yep.
I mean, he did it before. Well, are we starting with Tampa or Dallas?
Tampa, I guess.
Okay, Tampa. Honestly, just because the way he's been looking, he's also been a very good two-way forward. I think Anthony Cirelli.
Oh yeah.
He looks great. He looks
fine.
fine.
Been great.
Yeah,
he played in the top line, subbed in for point.
Yeah. I think he scored the series winner. Technically, it was kind of a stinker, but
it went in
front of the net. It's my favorite thing about trash goals is you take the word trash goals, and then you take the word trash out.
Still a goal.
The word goal is still there.
Puck went in the net. That's all that matters.
Dude,
it was so close to not going in. Did you see it? Gaudreau passed to Cirelli. Cirelli hit the post. It went all the way across the line.
And then I think Varlamov knocked it in by accident, which that probably hurt so bad because he played so good that whole series.
He was insane.
It felt great for me. I had fun watching it, but
I did too. You know what kind of bothers me a little bit? How everyone's saying, it's like it's boring hockey.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Like people calling the Islanders boring. Like I'm a Ranger fan.
Man.
I'll tell you for a fact that was very entertaining series.
It's not boring. Just because it's not 5-4 hockey doesn't mean it's not exciting.
Exactly.
A 1-point game can still be very exciting.
If you're a good hockey fan, you can appreciate a good defensive game.
You're right. Not every game has to be 6-5, 5-4. You know, it's just all right. And for Tampa, my underdog, he actually scored the winner for the Blues in round 2 against the Stars last year, Game 7. Patty Maroon. Yeah. Big boy, plays on the fourth line. He's not afraid to throw his body around. He's just an effective player, and he can score some big goals for you, and he showed that last year in the playoffs. He's just a player. He's like Jamie Benn, but like not as good, obviously. He's a player that you want on your team. Like
he's big. He can handle himself.
Throw the body around.
When he needs to.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't say Barclay Goodrow. You've been all over that guy.
Oh, he's been fantastic so far. Had the assist in the overtime winner. He's really just such an effective hockey player. He could play anywhere in the lineup, first line, fourth line. He probably play defense if he wanted to. The guy's he's ridiculous. Yeah, Tampa gave up the first for him, but
it's a bit much, but
you got him for another year. I mean, if he wants to stay, I don't see why he wouldn't win in Tampa.
If I understand, you would know this more than I because you're a Sharks fan. He was a Shark.
He was a great Shark. He was awesome.
Isn't he kind of just like one of those players, like he doesn't really have that great production, but he's just an overall great leader. He can kill a penalty if you need him to.
Yep, he's a great penalty killer. Yeah. Well, fun fact, the Sharks actually had the best penalty kill in the league this year. Yeah, I know. And he was a very big part of that. Him and Milker on the top unit. He's just such a great player. You can't say anything bad about Barclay Goodrow. He's great. He's making like $900K for this year and next. He's great.
I think a lot of people would disagree saying that you can't say anything bad. I feel like any Islander fan would fucking hate you because him and Matt in like game 5 or 4, I think
they scrapped. Yeah, he kind of got the shit kicked out of him. You know.
Oh yeah, Matt Martin fucked him up. But
it's Matt Martin. It's Matt Martin. Come on, Matt Martin's probably top 5 lead fighter in the league. It's ridiculous.
Easily, I remember at one point he was like the most feared. Like I would when Dylan McElrath was a Ranger. For any of you Ranger fans that somehow remember that, because no offense to him, he wasn't that great.
No, he wasn't.
But he was solely there just to fight.
Yeah.
I remember him and Martin and McElrath scrapped. I don't remember who won. I remember it was just like it was like the movie Goon. Like it was like Doug Glatt versus Ross Ray at the end of the movie. That was pretty much what it was because it took them like the third game in the season series to fight, and then I don't even remember who won again. But like it was such a great fight, and then he got traded for nothing. So it was fun.
You want to get into Dallas now? Underdogs?
Yeah, Dallas underdog.
I think I know who you're picking.
Honestly, I gotta say, if he did it before, he could probably do something similar again. I think Kiwi Ranta is probably a player to look at. He's like some players kind of make their mark in the playoffs in their debut. That's kind of how people like didn't Makar do something like that.
Makar scored a goal in his playoff debut, I think.
He was kind of expected though.
Makar was good. Nobody knew Kiwi Ranta. Like
exactly. He came out of
absolutely nowhere.
Like never even heard of him. Was he undrafted?
I think he was a mid-round draft pick. I think. I could be very well wrong. I don't fucking know. But
he again, he out of nowhere sent the Cup favorites home in Game 7, and then the overtime winner for the hat trick.
Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
What about you? Who's your underdog?
He's not really as much of an underdog, but Roope Hintz, I'd say. He's solid second line center for them. He can contribute when he's there. He'll contribute when Sagan, Ben, they don't get the job done. I think he's got a decent future. He's had an okay playoffs. He's got, I think, like 8 points, something like that. He's been an effective player, but we could see more out of him in the Cup final, I think.
I remember watching Radulov score the overtime winner against Vegas, but hold on one sec.
All right.
But in the playoffs this year, he's got 14 points in 21 games, 8 goals. He looks fine. I mean,
no, he's been good. He's been on the top line with Ben.
Imagine Radulov when he was like in Montreal, just like
on that team,
bodying everyone. Yeah,
like even his first couple years in
Radulov.
Dallas, he was pretty freaking good.
Yeah,
He had a bit of a slow year this year, though. He's getting up there. He's like 34 now, I think, 35.
34,
He's up there. Yeah, he's up there. They got an old core there in Dallas. Ben's up there. Pavs is up there.
Pavelski. By the way, we forgot to mention this, but since you're here, Chuckin Muffins is officially a Joe Pavelski podcast. And by that, I mean we are 100% pulling for Joe Pavelski to win the Cup.
Absolutely correct.
As you can see, he's a Sharks fan. And, Pavelski was a huge part of the Sharks for such a long time. But I'm a Rangers fan. Joe Pavelski is easily one of my favorite players that is not a Ranger in the league. So Joe Pavelski 100% deserves that Cup. And I hope he gets the Bork treatment. And the minute they win, he gets to lift it first.
Oh, yeah. No, he better get the Cup first. I think he will. I think they'll give it to him first.
Depends if Ben decides to be a dick or not. I don't think all right, that's rude. He's not being a dick.
No, it's not being a dick.
If he's being super, super nice, then yeah, Pavelski will get to lift it. I just want to see him lift it.
So do I.
Like in general.
I would love to see it. There's nothing I'd want more to see that. Maybe Thornton and Marlowe, but Pavs is definitely up there. The players I want to see to win the Cup. He just deserves it. He's just a great locker room player. You saw what happened last year. When Pavs went down, a controversial call. We're not going to talk about that. But regardless, the way the Sharks came together when Pavs went down last year.
Like something from a movie. It was like something from
it was literally movie-like.
I remember watching it, and it was like that was the 4-minute, right? Or the 5-minute or whatever?
5-minute power play, yeah. They scored 4 goals, took the lead.
Yeah, and fucking...
It was crazy. Like, it was insane.
LeBanc scored the game winner, I think, or the game-tying goal.
LeBanc scored the goal to put us up 4-3, and then Marchessault scored with like 40 seconds left. And then my man Barclay Goodrow won in overtime. I was going to say, I remember Goudreau doing something that had something to do with that. Goudreau was really good in the playoffs last year. But mostly this year, he broke out as like a really solid player. All right, and now we're going to take a look at the Senators' new logo that they actually released today. Have you gotten a chance to see it?
I have. It's whatever. It doesn't really affect me at all. Like,
I think I'm going to bring it up on the screen for everyone on YouTube right now. So now you should see Senators' new logo on screen right now. What are your initial thoughts?
I kind of like it better than the other one, just because, like, I don't know. I like the concept better. I like the fact that it's kind of like almost like looking at a coin, maybe.
I like it. I feel like with Ottawa, I feel like they just needed to switch something up. Like what they doing, just everything. It just wasn't working. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's a rebrand. Like, this is their old logo they've used before. They've had success with it. They went to the Cup final with it, I'm pretty sure, in 2007, I think. So, I mean, hey, maybe it sparks a new era in Ottawa. And much, much needed there.
Something to make the fans not
because
fucking burn the city down and leave.
It's a struggle there right now. You got to feel for Ottawa fans.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take this off the screen now. And all right, and also in the news came out today that Jared McCann actually signed a new contract with the Penguins. 2 years, 5.5, 2.94 per. What do you think?
He's making 2.9 per year for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. 5.8 overall.
That's not horrible. I mean, he's kind of like, how's he even doing in Pittsburgh? To be honest, like,
honestly, I think he had. Did get a down year. Being honest,
did he?
I don't think he had that great of a year.
He
I think he's got potential still, though. I feel like potential definitely still is there for him.
He's only 24. Yeah, he's got plenty of time. He actually no, he had a career year in Pittsburgh this year.
What do you do?
66 games played, 35 points.
Oh wow, okay, that's actually pretty good. He might be like, I think he was playing along Crosby. I think. Maybe
so?
Malkin. I think he was on the wing. Yeah, I don't think he's the third line center there.
It's weird. Like some teams, like they keep one lineup that like never breaks apart, and then some teams like the coach like changes every game, so you can't really tell. I'm not really sure how.
No, he could be the third line center for all I know. Yeah. Like I just think I'm pretty sure he plays with Crosby.
To be honest, though,
when Gensel was out, I'm pretty sure he filled in for Gensel against.
All right, yeah, that's still pretty good money though for someone who put up that kind of production.
I think he could be a top 6 forward with 35 points in 60 games. It's like half a point. Yeah, it's like a point every other game. It's not bad.
No, I would totally mess with that contract. That's good.
So now let's get into trade that happened. I don't know if it's gonna be yesterday when this goes up, but Stahl for Marcus Johansson.
I kind of like the trade is whatever. I mean, Minnesota does kind of need like wing help on the wing, but now there's a huge hole in their center depth.
Yeah, and Koivu was leaving too. That came out today. So they're losing Koivu. Yeah, they just lost 2 centermen.
They just lost 2 of their biggest centermen. Well, I'm sorry, they just lost probably their best centerman.
I'd say, yeah.
And then
I'd say a solid third line center.
Playing a third or fourth line role with Minnesota.
Yes, I'm doing my thing. I appreciate that too.
I'm assuming that's gonna be cut out.
Yeah, that will be cut out. Okay.
Anyway, I was saying, it's like Koivu lately has been put on the third and fourth line. Minnesota, he's how old is he? He was like 36, 37.
Yeah, Koivu's up there. He's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Still effective player. Koivu still definitely has years in him.
He was still doing a lot for Minnesota.
Koivu could be a solid fourth line center. On a strong team, he could be a fourth line center.
Yeah, but anyway, Stahl of Buffalo. So
did you hear what came out that Stahl has said previously? So Stahl apparently, Minnesota tried to trade him 5 times prior to this, and he rejected all the trades because they were to a playoff team. And Stahl has a 10-team no trade list, and Buffalo is not one of those teams. So yeah. Stahl he came out that he said he didn't think Buffalo was interested in him because that's why he wasn't on 10-team trade list. So
wait, so you're going to tell me that he got sent there just because he was like, you know what, this team doesn't want me at all, so I don't even need to bother putting it on the list, and now he's going there. He's like,
so now he's there. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So Stahl did not want to be traded. I don't think Stahl did not want to be traded. He didn't want. He was building a retirement home in Minnesota. He did not want to leave.
I wouldn't think so. He was fine in Minnesota, and you know what sucks? He's 35 years old, and he actually has pretty damn good production for someone his age.
He had 70 points I think 2 seasons ago or something like that. He scored 40 goals.
Any credibility that he had for the next few years coming, gone.
The thing, I think he's going to struggle in Buffalo too. I don't it seems like a good fit, but I just feel like it's not going to work out. I just feel like he's not going to get the right line mates. Who would Stahl play with? Because he's not going to play with Eichel.
No.
I'd say he gets either Skinner or Olofsson. I'd have to guess. Right? Because I don't know if Buffalo plays them 2 on the same line. Because that'd be kind of dumb, I think. I'd say you spread out the scoring. I don't really know, though. That's the thing. I don't know what the fuck Buffalo's doing.
Oh, my God. Excuse me.
Fucking Christ. I think Stahl – I think Stahl should be a fit in Buffalo. But I just feel like it's not going to happen. He should be penciled in as the second-line center.
Right.
Because I don't think Reinhardt plays center. I think he plays wing now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And I don't know if Middlestad's ready. I don't know what they're going to do with him.
Well, if you mean NHL ready, not sure.
I don't think so.
Fine, maybe, but ready to take over a role like
a second line. I think
absolutely
they anticipated him doing it this year, I think, because who does Buffalo have else at center?
They got Eichel, now they have Stahl.
Yeah, that Stahl should be the second line center, and he's not a bad second line center.
No, absolutely not.
No, he's great.
They got Middlestat, and then
they have Tage Thompson too in center core. I know that, but I don't know. I don't know if he was even ready.
Well, how long ago did they trade for Tage Thompson? They got him a while ago. I'm pretty sure
he was in the Ryan O'Reilly trade, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. So
that was beginning of
amount of time ago.
Last season. It was the off season.
At center, they also got Curtis Lazar, Johan Larson, and Vladimir Sabatka.
Yeah, so really Sabotka's not even playing, I don't think. He's washed up ever since he went to Buffalo.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Just people go to die in Buffalo. NHL players, their careers die in Buffalo.
They're kind of like the new Arizona at this point.
Everyone just goes there and die. They just die there.
OEL, how old is OEL now? He's
OEL's 29, 30, something like that.
So think about it. A rookie comes into the NHL when they're 18. He was drafted by Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, that guy's career just flew by because they didn't do shit.
You want to know the perfect example of that? Shane Doan.
Shane Doan, exactly. He
Shane
spent
Doan. Yep.
all those
his
years.
entire career with Arizona. He had, I think, one good playoff run, the 2011 conference final run. That's
exactly.
That's the only thing they've done.
Exactly. So
he was there for years.
Pretty much what Buffalo's doing, and it's a shame, but unless he finds a way out, that's what's going to happen to Jack Eichel. Jack Eichel, he doesn't even get credit for being as good as he is, just because Jack
Eichel's an amazing hockey player.
He's on such a horrible team, but I guarantee if you give Eichel a good team, he sincerely will take that team
I agree.
Deep into the playoffs.
He showed Skinner put up 40 goals playing with Eichel, 2 years ago. Then he disappeared. I don't know, man. Skinner just dried up. Everyone that Ristolainen hasn't been that good. They have a promising future, but are they going to achieve it? I don't think so.
All right. So Eric Stahl, we're just questioning about who he's going to be playing with. So his projected lineup is going to be first line is going to be Eichel, Skinner, and Reinhart. And then the second line,
him, Olsen, and whoever else they throw on the wing.
Dominic
Cahoon. He's all right. He's not bad, but
he's not.
Is that really going to be is that a playoff team's second line?
Absolutely not.
No, it's
absolutely not. And then after that, their third or fourth line.
And Buffalo's got to do something. Buffalo's got to make a run. They have to.
They gotta. Yeah.
Buffalo's got to do something.
Something bad's gonna happen.
They have trade pieces there too. They can move Ristolainen. I've heard they might move Montour. There's players they can move out. Montour wasn't a fit there.
I forgot he's on that team too. That's how that's how shitty Buffalo is. He's not even a bad player.
He was decent in Anaheim. He was top 4 in Anaheim. They were playing him forward. He was playing defense and forward on that team.
Carter Hutton was
Yeah, man. He once again, man, he was good with the Blues, and as soon as he went to Buffalo, he just
died in Buffalo.
Yep, just died in Buffalo. Hey, they got Ullmark, though. Ullmark's not bad. Yeah, they got Simmons at the deadline. He's gone, though. Simmons is going to UFA.
Yeah, why would you not in that situation?
I don't see him re-signing in Buffalo. Who's up on Buffalo? Who do they have to sign this offseason? Is there anyone big? Are you still on the page or no?
Hold on one second. They have Simmons, like we already said.
Mm-hmm.
But first off, they have – oh, my God, no way this is true. They have projected 34.5 mil projected cap space.
I mean, I'd believe it. They got Dowling on a rookie deal.
But then again,
still.
wait. All right, they got a few RFAs, but then again, these RFAs are not going to be making that much except for
Is it Olsen up? I think Olsen's up.
All right, wait. So, all right. So they have Olofsson and Reinhart as RFAs this year.
Okay. I'd say that's probably max 12 for both of them.
Combined, yeah.
Max, yeah.
And then they got Tage Thompson, who hasn't proven anything yet, so he's not really
shouldn't be anything.
1.5
max.
Lazar and Cahoon, which again really won't be that much. And then UFAs, they got Simmons, Sabaka, who probably is going to hit UFA.
They're both gone. Yeah.
Jimmy VC, I don't really see why they would need him. No offense,
he's a
VC.
middle 6 power forward at best.
Zemgus Girgensons.
I think he might stay. He's been there for a while.
Johan Larsson and Michael Frolik.
Frolik's probably gone. They picked him up at the deadline too. I forgot about that.
Wait, I'm sorry. And then on defense, they also got Montour as an RFA this year.
Yeah, I think Montour's gone. I think you got to trade Montour. I feel like there's value there, and it just hasn't worked out in Buffalo.
And Ullmark, but I don't know if they're really using. I'm not even sure who the starter is at this point. So
Ullmark, no, it's definitely Ullmark. Ullmark's the better goalie. He had a pretty good year this year. Hutton was more of the backup this year, I think.
Yeah, so if they have all that cap, okay, wow, they could probably make a splash.
They can make a move. Hey, if Taylor Hall is a UFA, they can make a run.
Sometimes money speaks louder than anything else.
And especially this year, Taylor Hall literally might just want money. He could and he'll go to whoever offers him the most money, or he'll be smart and go to a team like, I don't know, a contender, a team on the up and cup, I don't know, if the Rangers were able to make it work, the Rangers or a team with cap. It's just so hard to predict what's going to happen this year because teams are trying to cut salary. Like, it's just teams have internal budgets, and that's not the salary cap anymore. Teams aren't going to spend the full 81. Pittsburgh's not. Arizona's not. Other teams aren't, but it's just like teams got to cut cap. And speaking of cutting cap, Matt Dumba has been out there recently.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. They just traded Stahl. I mean, they acquired Bukestad for conditional 7th. That was a great move.
That was a muffin of a trade by Pittsburgh.
Great move by Minnesota. What the hell, right? Freaking conditional 7th. Basically a free player.
It's pretty much like future consideration.
That's nothing. It's nothing.
And Bukestad's good. He's not even horrible.
Bukestad could be the number 2 center. Honestly, if they don't add anything, he could be the number 2 center.
Yeah, but
because I think Donato's the number 1. I'd guess who's even the number 1 now.
Their number 1 center.
Donato, right? Like,
did he even Stahl? Yeah, it's got to be because he wasn't that bad with Montreal. Minnesota.
That's where Dumba comes in. Wild need a center. So realistically, who's out there?
Straight up for a center.
Who's a 1-for-1 deal that the Wild could look at for a centerman?
Let's think. What are there any centers specifically that are? Okay, wait. First off,
Montreal's got centermen out there, but is Montreal fit
for Dumba? Well,
they just added Edmondson. Like, they got on the right side because Dumba's a righty. They got Weber on the right side. They got Peter on the right side. That's already 2 right-handers.
Wait, let me read.
I don't think Montreal is a fit because I think for Minnesota it would work because they have Danault, they have Domi. Those are 2 capable number 2 centers.
Right.
Not number 1, but they're number 2. Domi might be number 1. Danault's not.
I'm looking at this depth chart projection. It says that there's no way this is true. It says the number 1 center is Joel Eriksson Ek. That's not.
There's no one there right now. They don't have a number 1 center.
Well, there's 3 other options are Galchenyuk, Bukestad, and Rask.
Galchenyuk's gone, I think. He's going to UFA.
He's a UFA? Oh, wow, I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I don't think he's staying. I heard something come out where I don't think Galchenyuk's staying. So he'll be available.
Man, what a letdown that guy's been.
Yeah, right? He scored 30 goals 1 year in Montreal, and it's been –
I don't even think it's his fault. I think Montreal just handled him horribly, and now in Minnesota –
he's bounced around. He's been Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he went to Arizona,
then Pittsburgh, then Minnesota. In the Zupa trade,
maybe he could just be one of those players that's like, if you give him the right fit, he'll produce. But I don't really know.
So back to Dumba, what's a centerman that can come into Minnesota and be that number 1 guy that is available? Is there a guy out there that's that's available
for trade? You mean?
Yeah. Is Sean Monahan out there? Is that something?
I don't think they'd trade Monahan.
I've heard
they're
looking at Gaudreau.
They're exactly.
Looking at if they're gonna trade Gaudreau, they gotta be looking at Monahan.
I've heard more rumors of Gaudreau going.
So have I. But if Gaudreau's available, Monahan's got to be available, right? I don't really know who else is would a Monahan for Dumba straight up trade work?
Minnesota would win that trade.
I agree.
A really good player.
I agree, but
I think maybe if they put some more pieces in there,
But the thing is,
could happen.
Who knows what the market for defensemen is? Because we saw back a couple of years ago where Taylor Hall got traded for Adam Larson, and that was awful trade, but that was the market. I don't. Just they need a center, but do they look at an option like Winnipeg, who's got a really good winger?
They're desperate for defense.
Winnipeg needs Dumba would be a perfect fit alongside Morrissey. Be a great first pairing, or even Pionk.
100%.
Be great.
But what centerman does Winnipeg have to offer that they're willing to get rid of? Exactly. They don't really have much.
They have Scheifele, that's untouchable.
Not
they
a
have
chance.
Brian Little, which I don't think he's playing, and then they have Jack Roslovic, which I don't think he's good enough.
No.
But what if we look at the wingers? What about Nikolai Ehlers? A 1-for-1 Matt Dumba for Nikolai Ehlers.
I could see that.
I can see it, but
they don't.
Does it work with Minnesota? That's the thing. Minnesota needs a center.
Yeah, because their wingers Their left wing is Mark Foligno, Zach Parise, and Zook. So you're kind of right. They really don't need wingers at all. Like their wings, they could probably get it done. Like especially after Fiala pulled that fiasco where he just said, "Hey guys, I'm good now.
I'm good now." Yeah.
And then
they got Donato. Donato, I think, has some potential to him, but
no, he really doesn't look bad. He looked
all right. I don't like. Is there any centerman in Arizona out there? Like, is he got like Nick Schmaltz available? Like.
Schmaltz, or is
yeah, I've heard nothing on Schmaltz. Like this is coming straight from my head, but if Arizona's looking to cut cap, Schmaltz is making I think 5. Schmaltz is making decent money. Is that a fit?
He's making too much.
Is Schmaltz a fit in Minnesota?
We're thinking about guys that could take the number 1 center spot. There's no way Nick Schmaltz could take number 1.
I don't think he can, but maybe he'll blossom it. If you put him alongside a guy like Fiala, he might have a good year. Like Fiala, Parise, and Schmaltz, or even like Zook on that line. I don't know. I think it might be a fit. I don't know. It's the thing. It's just hard to tell.
You know who else? Actually, wait, no, I was wrong because I was gonna say he's not working out in Nashville, Matt Duchene, but they really don't need defense there.
They just signed him too. They just signed Duchene.
There's no way that happens.
Who is honestly a centerman that's out there?
Andres Athanasiou.
Yeah, but he's once again not a number 1 at all. I don't even know if he's a centerman. I think he's more of a winger.
He plays both.
That's what I'm saying. He's not even like I don't even call him a number 3 center.
You know who's probably on his way out, but like he's old, and you'd be stupid to do this trade is Krejci. But why would you do that?
Yeah, that's not smart. Krejci is the better player right now, but you lose that trade because Krejci's I don't think has that many years in him. Like he plays in Boston, he plays that physical style of play. Like it takes a toll on your body. Like it just shows when the physical players get up there, they decline faster. That's just how it is.
I just thought of another one.
Who?
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
I don't think he's going anywhere either. Being honest with you, and I don't think Edmonton needs defense. I feel like Edmonton has an underrated blue line. They got Clefbaum, they got Nurse, Larson's okay, but they got Ethan Bear, they got Evan Bouchard, they got what's that other prospect? They have another defensive pro. I can't think of his name. He's a Swede. Wow.
I'm trying to remember who you're talking about. I can't.
I'm blanking.
Other than that, I can't really think of anyone else that Dumbo would go for.
But regardless, they have a defense already. I don't know. It's just
Edmonton. You mean? Yeah.
Yeah, no, Edmonton. They don't need him.
I mean, he would help.
I think the best fit for Dumba is Winnipeg.
100%. But again,
they don't have anything to move for him. What? Maybe the Blues if Pietrangelo leaves. He's a cheaper option, maybe.
Yeah, but what are they going to trade for him?
They have centers they can move. I think they can move. It's not practical. Braden Shen, I don't think they move him. No way. And Ryan O'Reilly, definitely not. No way. You could look at a guy like Riley Thomas, maybe, but like once again, just
you mean Robert Thomas?
Fuck yeah, Robert Thomas. That's what I meant. Yeah, it's I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Some more news. Bob Bugner's gonna be named coach of the San Jose Sharks. Expected to remove the intern tag in 1 to 2 weeks. I think it's okay for the Sharks. I don't know. They played better on the stretch with Bugner, but
you really believe that?
They did. The stats do show. The defense got better. They were awfully defensively. It's just I don't know. We'll see how it works. Hopefully, the Sharks can stay healthy this year and can actually have a decent year. And I think that wraps up all the small news. And
here's where the podcast gets interesting.
Here's where we get going. Awards
because awards.
All right. What do you want to start with?
I think it makes sense. Should we start with the heart or should we have the heart last? Just because that's the biggest one. Heart last?
No, heart second to last. Then we'll have the Ted Lindsay last because literally it's the same exact thing as the heart. There's nothing else to say. Like exactly what you're going to say about the Hearts, what you're going to say about the Lindsay. So I feel like we should start. Let's start from the back end and work our way up. So let's start with the Vezina.
Vezina, okay.
So 3 candidates for the Vezina: Connor Hellebuck, Tuukka Rask, and Andrei Vasilevsky. Who do you have winning the Vezina this year?
So I feel like the most deserving would be Hellebuck. However, I think the winner is going to be Tuukka Rask, just because when it comes to awards in the NHL, a lot of the times they don't really look too much at anything other than if you're a skater, then like points plus minus, all that nonsense. But if you're a goalie, all they look at is wins, save percentage, and goals against average.
I feel like wins
basics.
is a very bad stat to determine the Vezina off of. Wins is not a good stat.
So do I, because they have another trophy for that, right? They have the
No, they have the Jennings. That's for the lowest goals against.
Okay, yeah. But Rask was overall just the most winningest goalie, and he had better stats than the other two candidates.
He did have better stats, but he also had the best team in front of him. You got to look at that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I sincerely think Hellebuck should win it just because he had one of the worst defenses in front of him. But it's again like how it operates like in the past. Like it's gonna be Rask just based on like his numbers alone.
For my prediction, I'm going Connor Hellebuck. I don't have the stats to back it up. So let's look at it this way. I'm gonna compare Tuukka Rask and Connor Hellebuck. I think Vasi's the third option here, and I feel like that's the easy choice to say. I'll read Vasi's stats for us. So in 52 games, he had 35 wins, 14 losses, 3 overtime losses. He had 917 and a 256 and 3 shutouts. Decent numbers, but it's nothing compared to the other two. Like, I feel like Hellebuck and Rask stats are just better. Like, they were just the better goalies. Like, and the thing with Boston and Tampa is, like, if you look at the standings, where are Boston and Tampa? They're near the top. Where's Winnipeg? They're in the middle. Their defense isn't as good. Like, the quality of chances that these teams are giving up is nothing compared to Winnipeg. It's nothing against Winnipeg. Their defense just isn't good. They're not good enough. Like, it's just not good. So,
it's a bottom-tier defense.
Yeah. Okay, so for Rask and Hellebuck now. So, Rask played significantly less games than Hellebuck, so you have to take this into account too. So, Rask played 41 games, where Hellebuck played 56.
Okay.
Hellebuck had 31 wins, 21 losses, 5 overtime losses. Rask had a much better record, 26 wins, 8 losses, 6 overtime losses. But once again, team. And save percentage for Rask, 929, best in the league. I'm pretty sure for a starter, best in the league. And 212 goals against and 5 shutouts. And for Hellebuck, he had a 922, 257, and 6 shutouts. But here's the part you got to look at. Shots against. For Hellebuck faced 1,796 shots. Tuukka Rask faced 1,189 shots. Yes, you have to take in the less games, but even when it's added up, I still think that number is much bigger. So it's just
I'm confused. What do you mean the last games?
No, less games. Less games.
Oh, I got you.
Less games.
15 games. No, Hellebuck that's still pretty much.
That's what I'm saying. Hellebuck still has the advantage. Like, he faced more shots. He didn't have as good a save percentage, but he faced a lot more shots. Probably, I'd say, if I were to guess, probably 3 games worth of shots more than what Rask would have faced. If I were to guess, that might be wrong, give or take. But you also have to look up the backup numbers for Boston and Winnipeg.
I mean the backup goaltender.
Yes. If you look at this, Yaroslav Halak's numbers. Yaroslav Halak had a 919 and a 239. That's pretty good, right?
Probably the best backup in the league, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say. Besides Anton Khudobin, or if you even call him a backup anymore. So, and do you want to hear Laurent Brossois' numbers this year?
I mean, I feel like for the sake of the podcast, yeah. Probably should
Okay,
hear
so Laurent Brossois had an 895 save percentage and a 3.28 goals against. That just shows the quality of goaltenders between Hellebuck and Brossois. Hellebuck was able to be one of the best goaltenders in the league on the same team as Laurent Brossois was able to be one of the worst goaltenders in the league on the same team. I feel like that's just stats don't lie there. I feel like Connor Hellebuck has to bring home the Vezina this year.
Again, I agree as to why you would think Hellebuck deserves it, and I think he does deserve it. And if anyone should win, it should be him. But again, just based on like sometimes how the NHL operates, I think Rask is going to win it. It's not like we're going to want Rask to win it. I just sincerely think Hellebuck is going to get screwed.
Hellebuck, Hellebuck should have got. I feel like Hellebuck could have been a dark horse for the Hart this year. I feel like he could have been like that 4th to 5th guy, maybe 6th, hanging around there. Dude, if Winnipeg went on a run, I know playoffs don't matter, but if Winnipeg went on a run, it would have been on the back of Hellebuck.
Yeah, no, and like the only reason Hellebuck isn't a Hart candidate in that situation is because
his team wasn't as good.
Yeah,
I honestly think if Winnipeg's in the top 7 in standings, he's a Hart finalist.
Yeah, okay, I could agree with that.
Yeah. I don't know if he'd win it, but he'd definitely be a finalist. He'd be in consideration. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the Vezina. And I guess we'll go to Norris next, working our way up. So 3 nominees for Norris. Victor Hedman, John Carlson, Roman Josi. Who you got?
John Carlson. Easy.
Why?
Because John Carlson was the only defenseman this year that was point per game. But I don't know if that's specifically true because there could be like in terms of those 3, he was the only one that was point per game or more so. He had like 10 more points I think than games played.
Had 75 points in
his
games.
His plus minus was like a plus
12.
Yeah, off the top of my head. And the only reason I wouldn't give it to Hedman or Josi, honestly, it's more between Hedman and Carlson in my opinion. I don't really see Josi.
I completely agree. Josi's the 3rd guy again here.
But Hedman's team is going to the Stanley Cup final. He's got the best team. I feel like a lot of people pick Hedman just because like a lot of people go off playoffs too when they're considering awards, which
it's not, you can't do that. It's regular season awards.
Hedman is he's the best team in front of him. He has the best offense in front of him, so obviously he's going to put up offensive numbers. And again, Carlson just looks unreal. He's absolutely insane.
I agree.
So I think John Carlson is the clear winner of the Norris Trophy.
All right. I'm going to agree with you on one part. I think John Carlson was the best offensive defenseman this year, but he wasn't the best defenseman this year. That was Victor Hedman. And so Hedman didn't put up the points that Carlson put up. Carlson put up 15 goals, 60 assists in 75 games. He had a great season. Hedman put up 11 goals, 44 assists for 55 points in 65 games. So it wasn't as good, but he was also a plus 27. I know he was the better team. You can't really take that into account. But here's the stat that I kind of want to look at here. So if we're talking about best defenseman, like you don't want your defenseman giving the puck away. You want your defenseman making good, clear, crisp passes, like not giving the puck away. So when we look at this, John Carlson. John Carlson had 42 takeaways, but he had 80 giveaways.
Yeah, I was going to say, look at the giveaway ratio too.
It's not great. Like, even look at Josi. Josi had 34 takeaways and 68 giveaways. You're giving the puck away a lot. Like, you're turning it over. You're creating chances for the other team, trying to be offensive instead of making the smart, simpler plays. Like, that's what's great about Victor Hedman. He's not really flashy. He just gets his job done. He does an outstanding job of doing that. So Victor Hedman, he had 47 takeaways and 40 giveaways. He had more takeaways and giveaways than defenseman.
Okay, that's good.
Just I think you got it. I think Hedman was just the best overall defensive defenseman this year. And I know the award's not defensive, but it's also not offensive. So if we're looking in the middle,
healthy in the middle, yeah.
I think if we're looking right in the middle, I feel like Victor Hedman still produced enough offensively to be like, and he played great defensively. I feel like that counteracts Carlson's poor defensive play than his great offensive play. So I guess you got to give the Victor Hedman on this one. I'm going to go Hedman.
I could see it's weird because Carlson was the best offensive, and then
you can't dispute those. Like, it's just facts. Carlson was the best offensive defenseman this year.
Defensively he didn't.
He just wasn't there. It's really not his like. It's not his like. He's really never been like great defensively. He's always been more of an offensive guy. Like, that's okay. Like, we've seen guys win it off of, like, pure offense alone. Brent Burns, Eric Carlson.
He's like Tony D, but on steroids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Except he's not on steroids.
I don't know. I could definitely see
athlete.
John Carlson winning the Vezina. Norris. I just don't see it happening. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I just don't see it happening. I think Hedman's going to take it.
Okay.
All right, and now we're going to move on to the Calder. So the nominations for the Calder: Quinn Hughes, Cale Makar, Dominic Kubalik. What do you think?
All right, let's just call a spade a spade. It's Quinn Hughes or Cale Makar. I'm
Dominic
sorry.
Kubalik, great year, but it's just you
can't compare to those two.
No.
And honestly, this is probably the tightest race that I've seen for a single individual player trophy since I started watching hockey. Like easily, Makar and Hughes, they're like mirrors of you. Like,
I think it's a complete toss-up.
100%.
I think it's a coin flip, to be completely honest. Kubalik, great year, 30-goal season, rookie year. It's amazing. Usually never hear that, but I feel like any other year he'd be the favorite. Not this year.
Yeah, not this year. No, because Hughes and Makar, again, they're both just such strong skaters.
They're the backbone of their team. They're the best defensemen on both of their teams.
Quarterbacks for their power play. But in my opinion, I think, again, this one is, I don't even care which one wins as long as, because it's one of them. If Kubalik wins, then there's something really wrong. Yeah. I pick Makar. That's just. Do I? Holy shit, man! It's so hard. Like I really don't know.
I know my pick, but I would not be surprised for it to go completely the other way. So it's a complete toss-up.
I got Makar.
I'm gonna go Hughes.
Yeah, but like
I'm going Hughes.
I can't really argue it.
Yeah, like
they're the same thing.
You can make a valid argument for both. What my argument is for Hughes, I feel like Hughes is more important to his team. I feel like the Vancouver Canucks need Hughes more than the Avs need Makar. Like, the Avs had Barrie, and they traded him for Makar, and they still have Girard, who can fill in for Makar. He can't be Makar, but he can definitely fill in. Like, he can play the same style of offensive game. He's not Cale Makar.
I'm lost. Barrie was traded for Makar. I don't think that's true.
Did I say that? I meant Barrie was traded because of Makar.
Yeah, okay.
Because of Makar, did I say that? I meant because of Makar.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, because Makar he's already
he's
the top defenseman on that team.
Mm-hmm. Easily.
Again, like they just have similar playing styles. They're both just really strong skaters. They can dish the puck. They can move it. I don't know. I'm really at a loss as to which one's going to win and why.
It's you'd be right with either pick. This is not a wrong answer until we find out. So
I don't know. I just found it funny because the Calder race this year was projected to be Jack Hughes, Capo Caco, and then some other guy.
Whoever else.
So those two let everyone down. My voice cracked.
All right, you want to move into the big boy now?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the heart.
The big boy.
We're at such a loss as to who to pick for the Calder, and
it's complete toss-up.
You can't blame us. Like it's so difficult.
There's a right answer for either two. Honestly,
100%.
Yeah, either two. All right, the big boy, Hart Trophy, most valuable player. Nominees: Nathan MacKinnon, Leon Draisaitl, Artemi Panarin. Who do you think is going to win the Hart?
I think you should go first.
You want me to go first? Okay.
Yeah.
I think Nathan MacKinnon wins the Hart this year, and I'm going to tell you why. So, I'll read the stats for all of them. Nathan MacKinnon, 69 games played, 35 goals, 58 assists, 93 points. Leon Draisaitl, 71 games played, 43 goals, 67 assists, 110 points. Artemi Panarin, 69 games played, 32 goals, 63 assists, 95 points. Completely against what all the points say. I feel like the number 3 option is Draisaitl, and I feel like we can both agree on that.
Yeah, because the Hart's not just about who has the most points.
It's not. It's about who is most valuable to his team.
Exactly.
And if you look at it, Draisaitl's not even the best player on his team.
No, McDavid.
I don't like. It just doesn't make sense. Like Draisaitl had a great year. He deserves to be here, I guess, but he's just not the best player on his team. He's not going to win the trophy. I can see Draisaitl winning the Hart this year.
I can, but I just wouldn't
I
agree with
don't think it's going to happen. I do not think it's going to happen. So now I'm going to tell you why Nathan MacKinnon's going to win the trophy. So MacKinnon plays on a line with Landeskog and Rantanen, as we all know. And both of those two missed time this year. So Rantanen was hurt in game number 42 this season. Landeskog was hurt in game 54. So MacKinnon had to play 15 games without Landeskog and MacKinnon. And in that time, he had 17 points. 3 goals and 14 assists, 17 points. He had 15 straight games of over 20 minutes played. And the team went 10-4-2 in that time. He carried that fucking team to the playoffs without Landeskog, not to the playoffs, but he carried them, to the playoffs without Landeskog and Rantanen. And he did a pretty good damn job of it. But if you think about it, he was most valuable because he did all of this. Artemi Panarin, he had the same line mates, to my knowledge, all year, basically. He played with Sherrill most of the year and whoever else is on that wing. Jesper Fast, I think. Jesper Fast. He had the same year, the same players on his line. And, MacKinnon, he had to deal with completely 2 different line mates that aren't at all the same quality of players. I'm pretty sure he was playing with, Donskoy and I don't even know. Burakovsky, maybe? I don't know who he was playing with. It's not the quality of players that he was playing with, that Panarin was playing with in New York. So I feel like, with all that said, Nathan MacKinnon was most valuable to his team this year, and he won the Hart.
Okay, so let me just tell you why the Hart Trophy is coming back to the Big Apple with Artemi Panarin.
Okay.
You can call me biased all you want. I don't care.
If you back it up, I'm not going to call you biased. We'll see.
Okay. And, again, the only reason – all right, how do I put this? Do you think Ryan Strome would have a 59-point season if he were on anyone else's line?
I'm going to say no. I don't think he will do that.
I don't really think so either. And now we get to pay more money, so that's fun. But anyway, Ryan Strome was his center. Panarin was the left wing, and then Jesper Fast the right wing. Jesper Fast is now gone. Anyway, that aside, Panarin put up 95 points, and he was easily the best player on his team this year. And I think he had the most points in the Metropolitan Division.
I think so. I don't think anyone had more than him.
In the Met.
I think you're maybe Malkin, but I don't think so. I think he was around 80. I think Panarin had it.
Yeah, but
yeah, no, I think it was
95. Panarin had 95. So
yep.
The only other forward this year who could compare or people could use as a scapegoat as saying Panarin was like all right, so people say Panarin pretty much carried New York, which I agree with. He did.
Mm-hmm.
Zibanejad is the only other player on the team that could compare to anything like Panarin this year because Zibanejad was in the top 5 goals, I think, and he missed 13 games.
He was, yep.
That 13 games is a decent amount of games to miss for hockey. That's a relatively good amount.
Mm-hmm.
How many games did Landeskog miss, and how many games did Rantanen miss?
Landeskog missed around 10, give or take 10. Rantanen, give or take 20.
Okay, so all right, Rantanen was out for a while. But if McKinnon's top line mate was out for both of them, they were out for how many of the games were they both out?
So Rantanen got hurt first. Rantanen got hurt game 42. So MacKinnon played 8 games without Rantanen until Landeskog got hurt game 54. Then he played the rest of the season without either of them, which was 15 games, according to my notes.
So they were out before the quarantine started.
Yep.
Okay.
They were out before the trade deadline. This is probably January, I'd say, if I were to guess. I don't know. Okay. Might be wrong. Maybe early February.
The only thing I have against that is Landeskog and Rantanen, if you put them on their own separate lines, they would probably also produce.
They would, but the way I'm looking at it is I feel like McKinnon really proved himself with the Hart when they went down. I'm talking about he gave himself the edge over Panarin when they both went down.
They both got injured.
Yeah, going 10-4-2 without them is just it speaks itself, I feel like.
Okay, the Rangers also became – granted, this kind of happened when Shesterkin came in. People could credit this to Shesterkin. They became the hottest team in towards before the pandemic started. They were easily one of the hottest teams in hockey. His line mates were Ryan Strome and Jesper Fast the entire season.
Let's look at this. When Jordan Binnington came in last year, do we give credit to their best forward for making that turnaround, or we give credit for Jordan Binnington for making that come around?
Probably Binnington.
That's what I'm saying.
Again,
that's what
their
I'm
best
saying.
Forward wasn't.
You can make
doing
the
what
argument.
Panarin did.
O'Reilly wasn't doing that, but he was their best forward. But like O'Reilly didn't really have the supporting. He does, but like not to the extent of skill. Like I think Zibanejad is better than any other player on the Blues besides O'Reilly.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
Zibanejad was never on a line with Panarin.
He wasn't, but they play on the power play. They play on the power play together.
Right.
And I don't know. You have to see how many points did Panarin have the power play? How many points did Panarin really have even strength?
Even strength points? Let's find out.
Let's check. Like that could prove. If Panarin had like 30 points in the power play, I don't know. We'll see. Wow.
What?
Pietrangelo to be a free agent.
Wow, really? Like
yes,
just officially
on the
announced?
podcast, Bleacher Report.
Yeah, first breakthrough as a podcast. Yeah. So
I guess
Pietrangelo.
We'll get into that after. We'll save that. I guess we'll save that.
Wow.
All
right, wait a minute.
So the official thing, it says, we should finish the Hart first. Let's get back to the Hart.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. Wow, what the fuck?
So, all right, anyway, my main reason for saying it should be Panarin, and again, call me as biased as you want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Power play points. Did you look at that?
I'm trying to find it. It fucking won't come up. Wait a minute.
I don't know. Like, if Panarin had, like, 25-plus playoff points, like, they could –
power play.
Yeah, power play points. Like, I don't know. I feel like we'll see. Let's see what it says first. Good.
All right, so I'm looking at it here. Panarin on the power play had 7 goals and 14 assists. That means he had 21 total points on the power play. The rest of them,
man, I don't know.
Even strength. So, based on your logic, since most of his points did not come from the power play with Zibanejad, Artemi Panarin is the most valuable player in the NHL for 2019 to 2020.
You know, I'm going to say this. I wouldn't be surprised to see him win. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't think you'd be surprised if McKinnon won either. That wouldn't surprise you. But
no.
I just think what McKinnon did with that team this year, just it warrants for something. Like, I don't know. Do you think Panarin could have carried the Rangers if Zibanejad and say – no, actually, do you think Panarin would have been as effective if both of his line mates went down? Who would Panarin play with?
He probably would be more so because then if you
but who's Panarin playing with? Well, if he's not playing with Strome and Fast. Say 2 players, say Fast and Strome both get hurt. Just like Panarin and Rantanen did. Not Panarin, just like Landeskog and Rantanen did. Who plays with Panarin without breaking up like the top line?
I'd assume they would probably put Zibanejad and then
isn't the top line like Zibanejad, Kreider, and like
the top line was Panarin, Strome, Foss, and then line 2 would be Zibanejad, Kreider, and then they switched up who would be with them. It'd be Kakko or.
But do they put Panarin on that line? Has Panarin and Zibanejad ever played 5-on-5 together for a considerable chunk of the season?
No,
that's what I'm saying.
Not a lot.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So they're not going to put them on the same line. So they, in theory, so it wouldn't be Kreider and it wouldn't be Zibanejad. Who would Panarin centerman be? Who's the number 3 center? Is it Heedle?
Yeah, probably Heedle, and then number 4 would be McKegg. So
yeah, okay, so someone's McKegg. So do you think that Panarin can put up point per game numbers playing with Philip Heedle and whoever else would be on that wing? And I think Philip Heedle is a better player than anyone that McKinnon was playing with. Like I just think what McKinnon did in these sample-sized amount of games, it speaks numbers, I feel like. Just especially with how valuable he was to this team when they went down. 15 straight games as a forward, playing 20 minutes a night. What? Besides McDavid and Draisaitl, that is unheard of. I feel like that, it just shows how valuable he is to that team, that they're playing him 20-something minutes a night. One game he played 29 minutes. 29 minutes.
All right, here's the last thing I'm going to say on it.
Okay,
just because
we'll wrap this up. We're getting a little repetitive now.
You say he's that valuable to this team.
Mm-hmm.
Did Landeskog or Landeskog or Rantanen have notable time off the ice last season?
Last season?
Yes.
Rantanen went down last season. I know that for a fact. Rantanen was out a little bit.
Too. Yeah,
he missed, I'd
his leg
say,
or something. He hurt his leg.
What did he at least? I'd say, if I'm being conservative, 20 games. I'd say he missed.
Okay,
probably same as this year. And I don't know if Landeskog was hurt. I don't know.
The Colorado Avalanche last season were a Cup favorite again.
Yep.
Last season, the Rangers missed the playoffs by a lot.
Yeah.
They scored second overall pick, and then they signed Artemi Panarin. The minute they signed Artemi Panarin was the turning point. The only reason they came remotely close to the playoffs this year, because if the whole pandemic didn't happen, I think they either would have made wild card 2 or just barely missed it.
But the thing is, you can also take that into Shesterkin and Mika Zibanejad's breakout year. You can also rule those as factors. What else is a factor for the Avs going 10-4-2 without Landeskog and Rantanen?
There are none.
It's what I'm saying. I feel like McKinnon's the favorite. I feel like it's definitely arguable.
It's going to either, though, too.
It's definitely those two. I'd be very shocked if it went to Draisaitl.
I don't think it shouldn't be.
I can't say it.
All right.
So, let's talk about Pietrangelo now. Something
holy shit.
I didn't think we were talking about.
Yeah, for real. This was not planned at all.
No, this is supposed to be the end of the podcast.
Alex Pietrangelo is a free agent. Before we decide where he's going to go or where we think he's going to go, how much money is he going to want?
On the what does he do, first of all? Do you think he takes a short-term deal, like a 1-year deal, to go win the Cup?
How old is he?
29, 30. Either one of the two.
I think he signs like a 5-6 year deal somewhere.
Where?
He finishes his career there. That's what I'm trying to figure out, and for how much.
Winnipeg would be a perfect fit for Alex Pietrangelo, and I feel like they have to pursue him. Right?
100%, but how much cap does Winnipeg have to offer him?
I don't know. I feel like you should go take a look at that. I feel like they have cap. There's probably money that they can take off the books. They could probably move a guy like Perreault. I know he's making 4.
Well, all right. Winnipeg has $15.5 million.
Okay. Who that to sign?
Their biggest RFA, I'd say, is probably Sami Niku.
Okay.
But then they got Cody Aiken, who can go rot. I hate him.
Yeah, fuck him.
Okay, wait. We should probably not say that because okay, we'll talk about that later. But Cody Aiken, Logan Shaw, Nick Shore, UFA, Mark Letestu, UFA, and then they got Mason Appleton as an RFA, Jansen Harkins, and Jack Roslovic as RFAs.
You know, I think they can make it work. I think they can definitely make it work.
Oh, they 100% could. They 100% could.
Can make it work. Man, who else would look at a guy like Pietrangelo? I feel like a lot of teams got to at least give him a call, right?
Yeah, well, Winnipeg needs him. Arizona's getting rid of everyone, so I doubt
Arizona's selling off assets, if anything.
Vegas doesn't really need him.
What about Vancouver?
St. Louis is losing him. Vancouver could 100% use
what if
Pietrangelo.
Vancouver, they have 3 big UFAs that they have to sign. Toffoli, Markstrom, and Tanev.
And they got $15 million Or, sorry, 14 mil.
I think they keep Toffoli.
I heard he was leaving.
I heard he's most likely to stay. I heard they don't want to commit long-term to Markstrom, which I completely understand because you have the expansion draft. They have
Thatcher Demko. They don't really.
But
need
is
him
Thatcher
anymore.
Demko really ready to take on a full NHL season? We've seen this with Matt Murray. Been great in
That's
sample
true.
sizes,
Yeah,
but he
and then
can't put together a full season.
Yeah,
he just
couldn't
can't
handle the stretch. That's why I think they should keep both of them for a bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the expansion draft wasn't looming, I think they keep both of them.
Yeah, but don't make either one a specific starter. Just make them split the starting.
Does Markstrom would dare to take a 1-year deal? I don't think so, right? Especially if the year you just had? No way, right?
Absolutely no. He's going to want to stay somewhere for a good amount of money. Hypothetically, they have 14 mil. So they have
who do they have to sign?
All right, the only RFAs they got are Zach McEwen, Jake Virtanen, and Tyler Mott. They have Tyler Toffoli and Josh Leivo.
Leivo,
yeah. And UFAs, they got Christopher Tanev. Wow.
I think Tanev's gone. I feel like the thing is Tanev's replaceable. If you got a guy like Pietrangelo,
Exactly, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if they lose Tanev, then, yeah, Pietrangelo would easily fill that and be better. So
he'd be much better, and he'd play along. Hughes is a righty, so they'd have Hughes and Pietrangelo on the right side. Yeah, that's
Pittsburgh.
Damn...
If they get rid of Letang before free agency,
if Pittsburgh can clear Letang's $7 mil cap hit, fuck it, why not? Why can't Pittsburgh make a run? I feel like Pittsburgh can definitely make a run at Pietrangelo. Who else? What about the Devils? A team like that.
Devils.
They could probably make it work. I think they have definitely the cap space to make it work. It's just, does Pietrangelo want to go to the Devils?
Well, no, I wouldn't want to go to New Jersey.
Pietrangelo, I wouldn't either. But Pietrangelo, he's already got a Stanley Cup. Would Pietrangelo rather just go get freaking boatload of money, or would he rather go win another cup?
Okay, wait. Well, since you said it, the Devils can 100% easily.
That's
afford
what I'm saying. Yeah,
with money to spare. So the Devils easily could, and you're right. What would he want specifically? And based on what he's got already.
I feel like if Pietrangelo hits the UFA market, he can make at least 11. He can make 11 mil.
11 mil. Yeah,
that's what Doughty's making. Doughty,
he's a pretty damn valuable defenseman right now.
Doughty and Carlson are making 11 and 11.5. Do you think? I think right now Pietrangelo is better than both of them.
Then Doughty, and who was the other one?
Carlson.
Which one?
Eric.
Pietrangelo better than Eric. Yeah, he easily had a better
right now.
year.
I'm talking about right now. Right now. Pietrangelo is better than both of them because Doughty sucks and Carlson's in the hospital probably hurt. So I just think Pietrangelo's the better defenseman right now, and I feel like based off that he can make 11. But the thing is, can the team that he wants to go to afford him at 11? Because I don't think Vancouver takes him at 11. I don't think
No.
I'd be surprised. I think Winnipeg would go maybe up to 11. I'd say, actually, I don't even know. That's tough, man. Because if you're making 11 mil over 7 years, because that's probably what he get. Can a team like Winnipeg really justify doing that?
If we're using a base like that, where we are
11 over 7s, I feel like a decent contract.
So hypothetically, if he were to make 11 mil a year, the only teams that could really afford him while also keeping their
core together
current core
is the Devils.
Minnesota can do it. They might be in debt later on, so I don't even think they would do that.
Want to go to Minnesota? Minnesota's I feel like Minnesota's all over the place right now. I don't know what to look.
If Vancouver loses Tanev,
I think they're going to.
Easily
I feel like now they're going to lose Tanev if they pursue Pietrangelo. I feel like totally. Who would you rather have, Pietrangelo or Tanev?
Boston can't because Boston's got the Brusque as an RFA.
Boston's losing Krug also.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, wow. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Torrey Krug is leaving the Boston
There are
Bruins.
two big UFA defensemen out there.
Exactly, yeah. So
do you think Krug's cheaper than Pietrangelo? Who do you think's the better bargain? Pietrangelo or Krug?
I wouldn't really say a bargain, to be honest.
Like
But, I would say
who would you
if
rather have on your team?
you're getting more bang for your buck if you take Pietrangelo, in my opinion.
Saying. I feel like Pietrangelo, he's the better two-way player. He contribute offensively and be great defensively as well. Thing with Krug is
probably can't afford that now.
Krug's great offensively. He can lead the power play, do it all. But I feel like fuck, man. Like, it all depends what you need. Like, if I'm Winnipeg, do you want Krug or Pietrangelo?
Winnipeg, I feel like, would want more of a Pietrangelo.
I feel like they'd want Pietrangelo too because they already have Pionk, like an already offensive guy.
Exactly, yeah. Very offensive-based guy.
I feel like if the Jets get Pietrangelo, their blue line's set. Because then they could roll a top four of Pietrangelo and Morrissey, and they have Pionk, they have Hiniola, they have Sammy Niku. They have, if they get Pietrangelo, they have a little blue line over there in Winnipeg out of nowhere now. We were talking about that blue line being terrible, but if next year if they show up with Pietrangelo, Sammy Niku's ready to play, Hiniola's ready to play, they could be a cup favorite.
I'm looking at another team that could really use him and could probably afford him.
Who?
The Los Angeles Kings.
The Kings came through my mind, but I didn't think about it.
Let me ask you a question. Who the fuck is Sean Walker, Michael Anderson, Curtis McDermott, and Matt Roy, whatever?
The only reason I ruled LA off because they already have Doughty making 11.
They do have Doughty making 11, and they don't want to do what the Sharks are doing and paying most of their.
That's what I'm saying.
To their defense,
it's not a good take because they'd be making it'd be at least $20 million for Doughty and Pietrangelo. And is that worth it? I don't think it's worth it to have 20% of your cap be Drew Doughty and Alex Pietrangelo. Nope. I don't like it.
Florida has almost $21 million cap.
I think
their biggest RFA is Tony Nato and Uyghur.
The thing is with Florida, they're trying to cut salary too over there. I'm pretty sure. I don't think Florida's going to spend to the cap this year. I heard Florida, they have Dadonov and Hoffman too. UFAs.
Exactly, yeah. I'm pretty sure Hoffman's going to walk.
I think Hoffman's walking. I think Dadonov's going to stay. That's what I think's going to happen. I feel like they also might look at a possible Aaron Ekblad trade this offseason. I feel this is just such a crazy offseason. I feel like more players are out there than
ones in a while.
Not.
He's
it's
the best
crazy.
Ones in a while.
Mm-hmm.
NHL fans are spoiled this year.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a great offseason. It's gonna be fantastic.
All right, so my takeaway really is that the team that needs him the most and can afford him the most, afford him easily is New Jersey, just because they have no RFAs, none that are a big hit.
I feel like if I'd make a prediction right here, right now, I'd say either Vancouver or Winnipeg, unless I'm missing a team here. Who else?
Those are my top three. Yeah,
people are gonna say, and they are, because that's just how this fan base is. They're gonna say Pietrangelo to the Leafs. I can't see it happening.
They have $6 million. It's not happening.
Cannot see it happening.
Again,
if they'd have to clear freaking cap to do that, they have to trade Janssen, and they'd have to get rid of Hall, and probably someone else. Maybe even they got rid of Kapanen already. So,
well, they also get to pay Mikheyev, Mulligan, Gauthier, and Dermott. And
they should. Dermott might be a little bit, but I don't know. I realistically don't think Toronto gets Pietrangelo, but
there's not even a part of me that thinks he's going there.
I feel like they could make it work. They would be able to make it work. I just don't think it's smart though, because you're going to pay at least 10 to Pietrangelo. Then you're paying Tavares, Matthews, Marner, and now Pietrangelo. And they need a goalie too. They don't have a goalie. I think Anderson's gone.
Oh, in Toronto?
Yeah.
I think Holtby to Toronto might happen, to be honest.
Wow. I don't think so. I don't think Toronto could afford Holtby.
Yeah,
Holtby's
gonna.
gonna.
He's gonna
The
be
thing
getting
with
a lot of money.
Holtby can command it. I'd say at least 7, at least, because he's a Stanley Cup
Easily.
champion.
Yep.
He's, I think, pretty sure he won a Vezina. He's got a pedigree. So
Right.
7 mil at least for Holtby, I'd say. And the Leafs cannot afford that. What the Leafs, I feel like they're gonna look at a guy like Matt Murray, a guy like that. I feel like he might be a fit in Toronto.
They gotta make a move for him.
They have a backup. They finally figured out their backup problem. They have Jack Campbell.
Yep, and he did great with Toronto.
Honestly, do you think Frederik Andersen stays?
I think Freddie leaves Toronto. I'm not really sure.
Too.
I'm not really sure who they get to replace him right now, but I'm really just concerned about Pietrangelo right now.
Yeah.
And I think either my top 5 teams that are going to get him are not in any specific order. Vancouver, Boston if Krug leaves,
maybe,
which is probably Winnipeg, Florida, and New Jersey.
I don't see Florida. I don't see Florida happening. It's just not practical there. I don't feel like New Jersey. I feel like New Jersey. They'd love to add Pietrangelo.
It's a matter if he wants to go.
I don't know if he's gonna want to go there. That's the thing.
Are you gonna think about it? Are you gonna want to wake up to the smell of Staten Island every day? Like, oh my god.
Also, what about a team like Philadelphia? Like, throw out a team like that. Can they afford Pietrangelo?
They
imagine him and Provorov
mil.
there. Oh, they could definitely clear cap. I think clear cap.
Well,
they can move around guys. I know Broad's making good amounts. Niskanen's making decent money.
They need to get rid of Ghost. They don't use Ghost.
I feel like Ghost is a really good option that could be traded. What is he making? At least
4.5 mil.
4.5 yeah. If they
get rid of him,
Ghost, yeah, they can make that happen.
If I see something come up in a little bit that says Philadelphia Flyers trade Shane Gostisbehere or any other player that's making a decent amount of money, then I'm gonna be like, okay, they're easily going for Pietrangelo right now.
Or even Krug. They could even add Krug. We're forgetting about Krug here.
Oh, I would go for either one. And I don't think Krug is going back to Boston. I'd be shocked if he did.
No, I don't think he is. I think he already came out. The thing with Boston is, I don't think Boston's also gonna have Pietrangelo, because if they can't afford Krug, they can't afford Pietrangelo. That's just the way I'm looking at it.
Leaving a matter of them not affording him or not?
Yeah, I think so. I think
him not wanting to stay.
No, I think Krug would love to stay in Boston. I just don't think they can afford him there. Which, I don't know. Who's going to be the number 1 in freaking Boston?
I
think Boston might take a
Krug.
They can, but I don't know. They got to sign DeBrusque. I don't know what else. They had to sign Chara, too. They got to sign Chara. I know that.
Oh, yeah. Chara's a UFA. I thought he was retired.
But the thing with Chara is Chara will take whatever Boston – Chara's made his money. Chara's 40-something. He's out there.
Chara's just here for the long haul. Yeah.
Chara would take $1 million on a 1-year contract if it meant Boston adding a big free agent. I think Chara's just that type of guy. I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be a crazy all season.
I don't know. That was crazy. I can't believe that happened on our first podcast.
Yeah, right. That's crazy. Wow, Alex Pietrangelo. If I were to make a guess right now between 2 teams, I'd say Vancouver and Winnipeg. Maybe Philly. I'd throw Philly in as a dark horse.
That's dark horse.
Oh man, yeah.
They
if they can trade Ghost, I think there might be a market for Ghost. I think there is. I feel like a team
still want him. Mm-hmm. Montreal expressed interest a few times.
Yeah, I feel like if it fits right, maybe. I don't know. Montreal's packing on all the cap though. They just added Allen. They just added Edmondson. They still got to sign Domi.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. They're putting on a lot of cap.
All right, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast.
And if you guys are watching on YouTube, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, turn notifications on, because we're uploading a new podcast every single week, and we don't want you to miss out. And on that note, we're wrapping this one up. Take care. Have a good one. Peace, boys.